Hey, I'm Matt Lewin, and I'm here to talk about the world of frozen coffee. I started to tinker away with it since about 2016-17, and I remember very distinctly working with Hidenori Izaki, who was coaching me for Barista Comp. He started to ask me questions. What if we put coffee in the freezer as opposed to just doing it at room temperature like we always did? So very ad hoc, little bar freezers. I was putting some frozen coffee beans in little doses, and I was also putting ground coffee that was ground from room temperature, and I would freeze that. And then I would extract both of them compared to room temperature beans, and I instantly noticed differences. I noticed differences in how they extracted. The frozen one was a lot slower in extraction, and the room temperature one was faster or normal. I also noticed that the taste was very different. The taste of the frozen coffee was like turning the lights on in a dark room. It was brighter, it was sweeter, it was just more alive. That really set the tone for many years of work ahead in the space of frozen coffee, sharing it on the competition stage and ultimately, to the world and cafes and everything we do today. So after all these years of frozen coffee and its pathway, its journey, its evolution to become what is a staple, almost a staple, particularly in specialty coffee cafes and with roasteries, and acknowledged as kind of the way to preserve coffee. It's got a really bright future ahead. And I think for a lot of time, people wondered whether, it might be a flash in the pan. Is this just a trend? Is it here to stay? And unequivocally, around the world, and not just at Honour, what we've been able to achieve, it is absolutely here to stay. And I always get such a joy when I see friends in industry, I see people on Instagram about people talking about frozen coffee as just a common thing in the cafe, in the coffee shop, or even at home. People are buying tubes, or they are, vac sealing coffee. We've learned so much, and we're not afraid of having coffee in the freezer. Think about this, vintage coffee. We talk about wine lists where you can have 2019, 2021 Pinot Noir from a certain place. We can do the same for any coffee. And not only for roasters having that power to taste the coffee from a producer from last year, this year, and then what it's going to taste like next year, they can give control to that product, that farmer, that story for their customers. They can also provide a feedback loop to the producer of what that coffee is tasting like harvest to harvest. I mean, how powerful is that? One thing's for sure, frozen coffee menus are the way of the future. They are commercially viable. They long-term are so cost effective. So I'm really proud to be a part of the movement, and I'm really excited about where frozen coffee will go in the future.